What's up with it? So this video here is how to stop smoking weed. Now, before I get into why and how not to start smoking weed, let me speak about the benefits of weed that I found and what got me to smoke weed. Now, like in a past video, another video I have, you can check it out. I spoke briefly, or kind of got into me smoking. I started smoking weed when I was in middle school because my friend smoked weed, and not as a follower. That's not why I did it. I started smoking weed because we all played basketball, and I used to be like, "Damn, come on, y'all, why y'all smoking this shit, man? We supposed to be going to the league, man. You feel me? Like, y'all gonna lose y'all wind and everything, man. We gotta be all sharp on our toes and shit." And so they was like, they used to brush me off like, "Man, shut up. What you talking about, man? You don't smoke, so you don't know what it is." And I was like, for a while, I didn't even fuck with it. I'm like, all right, whatever. But then eventually I smoked, and I smoked with the intentions to try to help save them, like to just be like, let me smoke so I could tell them, be like, man, fuck this shit still. And basically I smoked, and I smoked a couple times and I didn't get high. I don't know if I smoked right or not, but then eventually I got high, and I was like, okay, I see what this about. You see me? Shit. And at the time, shit, it was just middle school, so shit, I smoked for a while, and then I stopped. But then after, I didn't smoke no more until after high school. And then when I started smoking, then that's when I really started smoking. Like, I mean, every day, never not high type smoking. And I could go a little bit deeper into it. Yeah, I started smoking, and first it was in a group setting, and then after, eventually, I liked it in a group setting because it was like, oh, we all on this frequency and we on this vibe together. And that's kind of what it was. We all got to share an inside thing with my mutual friends and my family and cousins, whoever I was smoking with at the time. And that shit used to be cool. Like, we laughing and joking, having a good time. Eating food used to be hella good. Like, high for me, being high for me was like the high definition. It kind of took life and it made it high definition. Like, just, that's what it kind of did for me. And yeah, smoking, so that was one thing about the weed. And eating food, it used to taste hella good. Like, yeah, this hella good. But eventually, so another thing that kind of got me smoking weed too, though, was some more pros about smoking weed. Smoking weed is it's like a shortcut to a spiritual realm, in a sense. And why it's that is because it shuts off the intuition emotions and shit. Like, basically the things that we are kind of like scared to express, the things that we trying to shut out and null and numb. It numbs that shit to get us to, and it heightens our awareness of paranoia and things like that. That's why people get paranoid at a point, but it heightens our awareness in a sense of like, okay, I'm paying attention into every little detail of certain things. And that'd be cool, you know? That's cool to like do that. But I used to realize that you don't have to be high to do that. You don't have to be high to be sharp and on your toes. So yeah, man, there's a lot of pros and cons. There's a lot of pros to smoking weed, but now let's get to the how to stop smoking weed. So what I realized about myself was I had those things why smoking weed was good, but then if I always had a drug test to take, or I had just wanted to be clear-minded, like shit, I feel like I had to smoke. Like I just being dependent on weed, just to be dependent on something to be happy, like damn, I gotta smoke. Like, I'm stressing, I gotta smoke this to be happy, I gotta smoke this to get the stress away. Just being dependent on something external from yourself just feel whack to me. That just don't feel good to me no more. That shit don't make me feel like a good person. And what's kind of another way how to stop smoking weed is do some self-searching, and not through weed, not through any other drug, just doing self-searching by taking all the distractions away. That's what I started doing. When I stopped smoking and I stopped drinking, that was one thing I couldn't distract myself from no more. I couldn't be like, man, I'm bored right now, I'm trying to smoke, I'm trying to drink, fuck it, just to... I kind of used it as like a time skip. Like, I go to work and I really don't want to be at work, I just want to zone out. I kind of just smoke to let it be a time skip. Like, fuck it, I'll just be high, and before I know it, I'll be out of work, or this moment will pass. And even though, yeah, still that same problem is there, that I don't want to smoke, or I mean, I don't want to be there at a time if I'm doing something I don't want to do. But the thing is, my perspective is different now. My perspective is way different on this topic now. Through the self-healing, moving the distractions out the way, smoking and drinking, I start realizing that now I got another addiction, and that's the social media and the instant gratification of being able to post something and then get a response, and seeing what all my friends is doing at all times, and like checking on them, or just different people. Like, damn, I want to meet somebody. Basically, you could meet somebody, realize a new person exists through this thing, and that was just another form of distraction. And the thing I was distracting myself was from myself. And once I took that away, I started learning about other addictions that I have. A love addiction, like, trying to show love and put love out there and try to help everybody else with their problems and everything else. But then I was still distracting myself from my problems with other people's problems, until it becomes a problem. Like, it's a problem. I got my own shit to deal with. Or everybody around me begins to be good. Like, everybody good now. So now what? I helped everybody with their problems around me. They're going to have more, but I'm not worried about the more. They're able to handle their problems now. So now what? So now that led me to stop distracting myself from myself. And that was another reason why I smoked. That's another way how to not stop smoking, is learn why I'm trying to distract myself from myself. Learn what is distracting you from you, and you'll learn why you smoke and why it's so hard. Because at first, like I said, in middle school, when I stopped smoking, I could just say, I don't want to smoke no more, I'm cool. And it was easier for me. I might not have been super affected by the childhood traumas at that time. I was still a child, still going through shit, so I wasn't affected by it. But eventually, once I got older and I started seeing the world more, I had more abandonment issues, that's when it became harder for me to stop smoking, because those were my coping mechanism. Smoking was a coping mechanism, not just to get high, to enjoy the benefits of being high. I was smoking to escape. I wasn't going towards the benefits. I was running from all the things in my life that I wanted to distract myself from. So another way that I've learned is that it's just finding other habits and different things that not just distract you, but you can put your essence and your time and your energy towards. When I start putting my time and energy towards other things that are more positive, that grew, that built my confidence, that built my self-esteem, that helped me build on my abandonment issues, I no longer needed weed to do that for me. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And there's still other habits that I have, just smoking. I used to just love to just see the smoke, just blow that shit and just see the smoke fill up in the room, fill up the car, or wherever it is, I'm hotboxing, whatever the situation was. That was a part of it that I enjoyed, because it reminded me of the good times that I had with my friends, or it reminded me of the peace and the zen of the situation with the smoke just going. Like, it just reminded me of that. So a tool that I use now is this rainforest wood. That's what I call it, but other people have different names for it. And basically, I would like this. Like, it still gives me that feeling like I'm lighting something. You feel me? Like it is some weed. And this shit, it smells so good, bro. Like, this shit it just smells hella good. So it gives me a scent that's just like, you put it in the air, and aromatherapy. It's like an aromatherapy tactic. And DBT, that's another thing that you can use too, though. it's a skill. Basically, you use it to to put your frequency, use just gain, like you smell it and then you begin to use the frequency of the smell of this wood to bring your frequency there to just to it's calming, it smell good, and it still gives me that like, oh, okay, I'm about to light up, I gotta light up because I'm stressed. Like if I'm stressed out, like let me smell this shit and this shit gonna smell good and it's gonna put me in a whole different mindset, a whole different mood. Like, so this is one thing that I use. Is I keep one in the car. I always just light it and put it in the ashtray. I put it in the ashtray once I'm done, you know, let it just fill up the car. So when I'm in stressful mode, I got some at the house to where I'm in the room. When I come back home, I instantly smell it and it gives me a good feeling like, damn, home is a safe place. This is a safe place. And creating boundaries in my life helped me as well. And when I create boundaries, it kind of takes me out of the state. It's part of the codependency. And it kind of takes me out of that mindset of I'm in danger, I'm stressed, something's gonna get on my nerves, I have to protect myself, I have to brace myself for what's about to get on my nerves and stress me out, and I'm gonna eventually need to smoke. So once I start creating boundaries, that helped me as well, that shit. So I'm still on the journey right now. So I've been on this, let's say a year, maybe a year and a half. I've not been smoking weed, but I had a relapse for about a month in between there. And basically what happened was my neighbor, a good friend of ours, she had cancer and she passed away. So during that last leg of her passing away, I began to smoke weed again. And it crept in on me. I was, you know, I do music, so I go to different studios and people have weed and shit like that, and then somebody had weed and it was something like, and just indulging in it, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna sell it. I'm just gonna sell it, especially at this point where weed is legal in California, but just like, I'm just gonna sell it. But that was a trick, that like God work in mysterious ways, but the devil work in mysterious ways too. And that was just a trick. That was me tricking myself just to like inch it back into my world. And eventually I end up like, I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna end up selling it. If it's cool, I'm just gonna sell it. But then eventually I ended up saying to myself, man, I can't sell it without, you know, without testing it and knowing how good it is and stuff like that. So basically just crept its way in there, and I realized that I really had to just stay away from it, stay clear from it as much as possible. Even though it's all around this world, I had to create a comfort zone for myself to where I know that this is a drug-free, safe-free zone. And that kind of helped me. That gave me different stuff to get my energy to build more skills with myself. I'm trying to build myself up. And another thing, that perspective, man. Perspective is just the biggest thing to help with stopping the smoke. This is the main way of how to stop smoking weed is gain more perspective. And that's exactly what you're doing here. And that's what I did. I used to see other people, I seen their videos about stopping smoking weed, and I decided, let me put my perspective out there too. And through my dedication, you know, hopefully it'll be good. You know, hopefully people will be able to grasp something through me. Like let God and the universe speak through me to give some shed some light on it and give some perspective. Maybe something I'm going through or how I get through it will help other people out there. Cause I for sure want to go on YouTube and find more videos of people not smoking. So one thing about smoking is that people always say, man, it come from the earth, it just grow like that. But what's hella wrong is that it doesn't. It don't grow like that. You know, I know people that grow weed. You feel me? You feel me? So when you go in there, they got chemicals and hella extra shit. That's why it's all these extra hybrids and different things. They add in hella extra shit to the weed. So if you ask any OG or older person back in the day, or ask them right now, they all say to you, man, this weed different than when we was growing up. You feel me? Because it's something else. It's literally something else. And they got us with crack the first time. You feel me? So be aware. And one thing that I loved about weed, though, at first was that I used to be like, man, weed's so dope because it brings people together from different walks of life and everybody. And that's something that is doing. 420, you can see hella people out in the park and around the world. But eventually, I've gained the perspective and realized that these is addicts. These are addicts getting together, smoking together. That's basically what we doing. We just addicts getting together and we sharing our addiction together. It's not about the weed. It's about we genuinely have a connection. It's not just weed. We all have these connections. If you take the weed out of the equation, do we have a connection? And that's kind of what it's about. We gotta, like, I just don't want to blame everything on weed. If I make a dope song, if I make some dope art, if I think about the Beatles or some dope group, like, damn, he made that shit. Tupac made them songs because he went in the studio. He was off that Hennessy and the weed and the misery. You feel me? No, I wanted you to give it to me, or give it to God. You know, I want God to get all the glory. You feel me? I want the universe to get all the glory. Like, man, you didn't need this to be able to be creative. You don't need weed to be creative. You are creative. You're smoking weed and you're already at an insecure space to where you need to smoke all the time to be able to feel creative. That's it. You're trying to shake the nerves off to actually initiate yourself to do it. Other than that, you could for sure create. It's you doing it. You, even the one that's taking the weed and smoking it, you have that much power. And that's something to realize, how much power you really got. And that's part of the journey of how to stop smoking weed. Really start to learn yourself. If we learn ourselves, then we know our wealth. And what kind of makes the journey kind of hectic and rocky is that once you start shaking off all the dysfunctional shit, then you have to define yourself on things outside of dysfunction. With me, I'm the type of person, man, I'll be roasting, talking shit. I'll be like, man, bitch ass, and this and that, and from talking shit. But eventually, I used to be mad. I used to be wondering, like, damn, how come they could roast you and talk shit to you, but when I do it, you get mad? But then I started realizing that they, them, and I'm me. That person is them, and I'm me. The fact that, you know, a stranger could tell you, like, man, fuck you, I hate you. But if your family tell you, man, fuck you, I hate you, you gonna take it a different way. And I had to realize my position in this world and who I am and my strength. And people look for me to give them wisdom. They look for me to give them love and light and uplift them. They don't want to hear nothing bad from me. They respect me too much. But I didn't respect myself enough to even recognize that. Once I be able to become respectful to myself and start gaining that same respect for myself that other people got from me, I was able to see my power and my light. And that's something that helps me not want to influence people in the wrong direction. I'm not the type of person that want to give advice. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to give advice because I feel like life is the best teacher. And that's what I'm doing. I'm speaking my life. This is my testimony. This is what I've been through, my experiences. So maybe the universe will speak through me to speak to you. And I feel like if I'm in a clear mindset, that's when people feel me. Right now, right now you could go to somebody right now and be like, man, I'm stopping smoking, bro. I'm stopping drinking. They're going to be like, that's what's up. I see you. That's what's up. Why they smoking and drinking? Why do you think people say that? Everybody that's smoking, drinking, and they on denial sometimes. But so for themselves. But if they see you stop drinking, stop smoking, they say that's what's up, and they big you up. It's like, damn. Why is that happening? You gotta ask yourself that question. Why does that happen? And so I started realizing that once I stopped smoking and I come around people that I wanted to smoke with to just show like. Just to show that edge, like, man, I ain't no square shit. I ain't boosie or nothing like that. You feel me? I'm on some cool. I'm cool. I'm with the. You feel me? I'm with the stuffuses. But like, at the end of the day, smoking weed don't say that. That's just like going to jail. I'm gonna go to jail to prove that I'm hard and I'm gangster. Bro, you just got caught. You know, so that don't prove nothing. You are it without jail, without smoking, without weed, without any other outside thing. You are it. It's you. You know what I mean? Like, a tree grows a fruit and it drop it, it's good. You can say, well, I put this caramel with it and made it. Yeah, it enhanced, it did something to it, but it was already good before you did that. It was it already. And so when I stopped smoking and people be like, man, that's what's up. I see you. That's what's up. I see you. That's what's up, bro. Damn, I wish I could do that, bro. For me, I ain't gonna do it though. It's like people praise it. It's like people make it cool to like, man, you like they praise it. I know in the black community for sure, like we pray, like just I don't know, in the cool community, let's say that people praise being dumb. Like, man, bro, you smart ass nigga. You in school, like, bro, you said all the work. That ain't cool. Like, it ain't cool if you smart. But and the people praise the same way. It's like a similar thing when it comes to the weed. Like, man, I'm just be addicted. This is nothing, bro. Ain't nobody ever overdosed on weed. Ain't nobody ever like, bruh. Yeah, you're able to do it and you're able to succeed. But I learned that I'm getting way more further. I'm saving money. If I go to work and I make $100, you feel me, and I don't, and I'm smoking, I could possibly make $200 at that motherfucker, and I could save the money that I'm spending on weed. It's like I can go way further. It's not about where. Yeah, it could be way worse, and I know that because I lived the way worse, and I'm pretty sure you lived the way worse that it could be. That's why you're familiar with it, and you see other people. But it could be way better too. Don't pick the greater, the best out of two evils, two bad situations. Like, would you rather drink pee or would you rather eat dookie? That's not a good solution. Like, I just drank the pee. It wasn't as bad as eating the dookie. I'm kind of immature in sometimes, so don't even stress that. But that's kind of how it is. And when I stopped smoking, a bruh came up to me like this. I was in a party, and bruh came up to me like, here, bruh, you want the tree? I'm like, nah, bruh, I'm good. He was like, and gave me the love, like, in the whole party. And you know, you in the party, all people do is see the body language. So all they do is see this dope, and it's a dope DJ. This somebody that respected in this situation. He came up to me and was like, and did that. Now, if I'd accepted that weed, he wouldn't have gave me that blessing. He wouldn't have gave me that much respect, that love. He just turned around and just started looking around like, for me, lying his head. So it's little things that you realize on the way that's like, damn, yeah, it make it worth it. And just for myself right now, just to know that I don't need this shit to have a good day. Like, life is great. Like, I could look around and eventually my perspective starts to see the world like if I was high. Because all it is a shortcut to that. And right now I see the world like, if I look out in this world, I see it kind of like being high. Like, I really can't explain it to you. My perspective is growing. I'm getting closer to God, and I'm getting more of that energy, that life source. And I see the world. I'm feeling high. I'm feeling better than high. You know, people be on a natural high. It's like that. So, to sum it up, how to stop smoking weed. Do some self-healing. 1, do self-healing. Find out why you are smoking weed, why you're trying to escape your reality, why you're trying to numb your emotions. 2, gain some perspective. You're already here trying to get this, you feel me? You're looking at videos, you searching the web, you learning things to gain on your perspective. And then 3, find things that you can cope with. Redirect your habits to things that enhance your life. So with all that being said, congratulations for taking the first step of just wanting to not smoke. That's damn near the biggest one right there. That's, you already halfway there. Shit. And keep living, keep loving, free your mind. So I'm gonna leave you with this. They may do it to you, but don't do it to yourself. Free your mind. On love. Peace. Until next time.